What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at another set of showdowns. So we have got Origi and Mason Mount. Again, two that are okay. I feel like these positions now are quite heavily used in the Prem. Origi doesn't, well, to be fair, the card itself, just looking at them stats, does look actually quite nice. Whether he's usable, 4-star, 4-star, very nice. 6'2", maybe the problem with him, depending on obviously his body type. No outside of the foot or finesse. He has got flair and team player at the best. Good composure, dribbling's looking pretty good. Pace, very good. Shooting's decent, good physicals. He looks okay, but again, it would be dependent on the body type, which we'll have a look at in a minute on Footbin to see what he's all about. Mason Mount could have been a 4-4. That would have actually made him a lot more appealing to everybody. 87, both of them have the option to go up to an 89, depending on obviously who wins them. It is the cup final between Chelsea and Liverpool, so again, very interesting to see who wins that. Again, we have an 85 and an 83. That for me is cracking requirements. Only one in form on the lower one as well, so to be fair to them, I feel like that's actually pretty perfect in terms of it. With Bai, I think it was an 83 and an 86, I want to say, so I'd say they are very good in terms of them. We've got, 80 and 65 came to go. Chelsea, England, and then I'm assuming Liverpool and Belgium. Yeah, pretty standard. Small prime, rare mixed. Again, not necessarily terrible packs, especially with the 80+ player pick. You should be able to knock them out pretty easily. Obviously, it all depends on if you've got any of these to do, if you've got all of the objective cards and stuff like that that you want to do first. We have had high efficiency. And then let's have a quickly look at Mason Mount then. We had a look briefly at a 3-4, right-footed, high, 5'10", no traits at all. Acceleration, pace could definitely do with some work. I think a Hunter would probably be the option to go with. Dribbling-wise, agility balance is okay. Good passing on him. Ball control, composure, great stamina, obviously. So let's have a quick little gander at Footbin to see if this card could have been improved any other way, or is there any other objective cards that we would have probably preferred? I feel like the cam roll, especially, we've just had a road to the final Havertz. So again, the position is quite used. In terms of necessarily the SBC, I think it's actually quite nice. If you are a Liverpool or Chelsea fan, then obviously you've got to be doing them. You can get yourself an 89, and I think that is it. If you can get the 83 done with ease with all of the packs that we've got, I could see that one being so easy to do. The 85 may take a little bit more work depending on which set of 25 you did. Obviously, if you did the 83 times 25, you should be pretty golden depending on actually how many SBCs you've done prior. For instance, if you've done Griezmann, which, to be fair to him, only has 5 days left, so again, quite a big one to get out underway. So let's have a look at Footbin, see what else we've got to deal with. So if we're going over here, then let's have a quick look then. So if we go to new players, obviously we've had the team of the week. Obviously Aubameyang with his hat-trick for Barca, which incredible stuff there. So in terms of Mason Mount, then we've had an 85 right forward, so again, pretty useless in terms of that. If we go to Premier League straight off the bat, if we're looking at cams only, if we take away the million coin one, because obviously De Bruyne would be your obvious choice there. You've got a Bruno for 500. Again, a little bit more of a cost there, but again, it's still a better option. Smith Rowe, cracking option. Even Mane, 198 for the price. I think that's really good. David Silva, again, another one which we got right at the start. So if you did that SBC, you are laughing. We have another Bruno centre mid. Phil Foden at 367. Gallagher more box to box. Havertz is coming in at 287. So again, it depends on the whole argument between untradeable and tradable fodder. Obviously, if you bought Havertz, Foden, they could potentially go down more, or obviously you have not got the coins to do it, so you're looking at that kind of fodder-based stuff. So I think in terms of where he comes, I feel like obviously KDB's number one, and same with Bruno. I think Mane, for me, a cracking card right there. Smith Rowe would come over him. Phil Foden, I think, mainly for that 4-4, I still think does. 89 rated, so if Mason Mount got upgraded, then that is a potential, but I still think that 4-4 will reign supreme, and I think then I would probably put Mount there. Even Havertz has got it, so I think for me, it's probably coming in at about 6th, 7th, so I just don't know if that is necessarily worth it for Mount unless you are doing it purely for fodder purposes. If we're looking at Origi, let's have a quick look because we'll have a look again at the teams as well in terms of strikers for the Prem, and then we'll look at the Belgium options as well, as obviously Lukaku's there. If we're looking at strikers, obviously Ronaldo comes top. Harry Kane, even if you did that SBC, it is a cracking card to be honest. Jamie Vardy's quite nice. Werner, Jesus isn't awful. This card I'd say is brilliant, but again, the SBC was far too expensive. Calvert-Lewin was quite cheap. Martial, again, you can see where I'm going with this. There is a lot of players to go with before we even get to him. So if we do have a quick look at Chelsea and just see who would be your preferred option, that's going to be the comment. Who else would you prefer to be on the Showdown? Let me know down below. Jorginho's kind of out of it. Kante's, Rudiger's out of it. If we're looking at Thiago Silva, has he had one? I don't think he's had an upgraded card. Again, not necessarily one that I'd be overly joyous about, but I mean, he's not had a card yet, and at least Mason Mount's had an inform. Ziyech, I think he's had at least a one to watch, and I think a moments version as well. Mendy's had a couple versions. Kovacic has. Aspilicueta's had one. Pulisic? Oh, he's had an 87. I was going to say, I swear he has had one. So I think Thiago Silva would have been the other option. To be fair to them, I will give it to them that there isn't actually many without a card now in Chelsea. Saul, I probably wouldn't even go for. I'd probably say, actually, looking at who they've got to work with, Mount or Thiago Silva would have been the two. Probably actually would have preferred Mount over Thiago Silva, so that is fair enough. And in terms of Liverpool, I can imagine it's going to be the same sort of setup, just purely for the fact that everybody's had special cards. Robertson, Fabinho has. Thiago could have been one. Thiago's not had a card. Thiago would have been a cracking one. To be fair, that's one that actually I would have enjoyed more. Matip's had one. Jota's had an Adidas card and a man of the match, to be fair to him. Henderson? If he's had an inform. Henderson could have been a shout. I feel like for me, definitely Thiago would have been there. Two SBCs, think they're relatively decent value in terms of would I do them? I think for me, fodder purposes only. So let me know down below what you think. Make sure you do like and subscribe on the channel, and I will catch you all for the next one. Peace.